Hi everybody, welcome again to YS Khong Driving, and today what do we have here? We have the top of the line Kia Picanto 1.2 GT line. Now this car has a wheelbase of 2.4 meters and an overall length of 3.595. It's 1.595 meters wide, and it weighs only 983 kilos. Okay, because of this size, it falls directly into the category that now has the Prodo Axia, which of course has a smaller capacity engine and less powerful, and also the Myvi, which is a bit more powerful and a little bit bigger, so it's smack in between. But within the same segment, you also have the Hyundai i10, which has basically a very similar engine, also 1.2 liters, and of course that also comes from Korea, and as does this Kia GT line. Now the difference is this Kia GT line is the top of the range of 3 variants of the Kia Picanto, and this one has got all the bells and whistles you can find. In fact, more than what you would expect to find in a 1.2 liter A segment car. And now we're going to try to justify the 59,888 price that it has, which of course comes with a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty. Okay, let's take a look at the car from the front as usual, and you can see this nose is actually quite attractive. They call this the tiger nose. Yeah, I think it's because of the little part here in the front that's supposed to look like a tiger, but I don't see the resemblance. Anyway, looks pretty nice, and the red accents on the side and the blackout in the center, plus the fog lights and all, look pretty good. Yeah, so what you see is a grill that actually is not a grill because it doesn't let any air or anything in. The actual air goes in from the bottom here. Yeah, and of course it's pretty nice design, and you get projector halogen lights and also LED daytime running lights. Also you get some kind of projector fog lights. But what I like is really the red accents, yeah. So, and the whole car looks pretty good from the front, and you get a little tiny lip down there. It's all blacked out, but it's there, yeah. So overall, the look appeals to a lot of people, and it does to me too. And then before we go to the sides, let's look at the sloping windscreen. That looks pretty nice and sporty. So from the side you can see the line up here. It's pretty nice and sleek looking, and wonder of wonders, there's a sunroof. Okay, it comes with the car, so that's another justification why you need to pay 59,888 for this car, and that's before insurance. Okay, let's move down along the sides. Let's not look at the sides first. At the front you get McPherson struts, which you can't see but it's in the spec, and you also see quite a big single pot floating caliper and ventilated discs. Okay, and these tires, they are 16-inch, guys. 16-inch tires. It's 195 45 series R16. Yeah, these are actually very big tires for such a small car, and of course being 45 series, they also give you much better grip, and overall the rims are actually proportionate with the car. Looking at it, that's why the car looks a bit more handsome than the base unit. The base unit has 14-inch wheels. Okay, now you also get the signal lights in the wing mirrors, and you can see here smart entry, and then you have of course the body kit that extends from the sides, on the sides with the red accent, all the way to the back. And again, the 16-inch wheels with the single pot floating caliper. And this one I like, it's got disc brakes. Now a lot of people would be having drum brakes for a car of this size and engine power, but this one has got disc brakes and I really like it. Okay, now moving to the back, of course you have your little antenna, shark fin antenna, and what looks like a little spoiler, but it's not a spoiler. I'm sure they come up with something later. Yeah, it looks like a little mini spoiler, but it's actually part of the rear door. And then you have LED tail lights and also what looks like a diffuser. And of course you see the Kia presence there. You see also the Picanto and also the GT line. This is what puts it apart from the others. And of course these are LED rear combination lights. And oh, that little reflector actually has a bulb in it. Yeah, this also makes up part of the rear light system. So you see a sort of like rectangular, yeah, so at night this car is highly visible. And of course in the center here you see a diffuser and twin exhaust pipes. So overall this car is actually quite attractive looking, be it from the front or the back. It's a cute little hatchback that a lot of people would not mind having. It's actually quite pleasant to the eyes, and really I like this. Of course the heart of every car is its engine, and in this Kia Picanto GT line you have a double overhead cam 1.2 liter. And yes, it looks like it's an aluminum engine, and you have a double overhead cam engine which produces 84 PS and 121.6 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, I don't know why they mentioned the 121.6, but yeah, 121 would have been fine, but anyway they want to be quite precise. It's 121.6. Yeah, and of course it runs electrical power steering. And okay, so for those of you who live in flood prone areas, let's look at the intake. Yeah, so you can see here, you can see my finger here, that's the intake for the engine, and from there it goes around into the air cleaner, which is up here before it goes into the engine. Yeah, so the good news is the intake height is very high. It's at least 2 feet above the ground, and so therefore guys, you need to go through about 8 to 10 inches of water. It's fine. Make sure you check the depth before you go, yeah, because the depth can change once you're in the water. And then of course you can see here there's an electronic drive-by-wire throttle, so that's good. And also here, this is the ECU, which is placed in the engine compartment and quite high up, so that's another plus point for this. Battery and gearbox are on this side of the car, and it's a 4-speed automatic. Okay, and so that is the engine compartment for you. We have driven the car a little bit, and I find that for zipping around town is pretty nice and perky. Very nice and responsive engine. Yeah, it's not the most powerful engine in the world, but in this category of car I would say it's pretty impressive. We're going to take it up for more spirited drives, so stand by for that one. But in the meantime, let me just tell you that so far the engine has been working very well with the 4-speed automatic transmission, and this 4-speed transmission has got 1, 2, 3 and 4, so you can actually select all the gears that you want. A little bit more about the drivetrain of this car. It's got would you believe it, this car has got AEB, which is autonomous emergency braking. That means if you are in a dangerous situation and you forget to press the brake, the car will brake for you to a complete stop if necessary, to mitigate the damage. Yeah, depending on the speed and the grip and the road surface, it may or may not prevent a collision, but even if it does not prevent a collision fully, it helps to mitigate the damage by braking because you as the driver forgot to brake. Of course, on top of that, the car also has got traction control and electronic stability control. So in terms of safety features, yeah, on top of that, it also has 6 airbags. Yeah, so in terms of safety features, this car is actually, I would say this is really comprehensive for a A segment hatch. Okay, so let's talk about getting into the car. Of course, this is the key fob, and we're not going to use it. We're going to see whether we can get in. Yeah, if I pull the door, no, it doesn't open. If I press the button, yes, it opens. So this is called smart entry. And let's take a quick look at the interior. Of course, it's got 4 power windows, yeah, and also it's got lock and unlock button, and this is the mirror control, which is good. And this one also allows you to fold the mirrors. Yeah, see, press the button again, it opens, so that folds the mirrors. That's very good for tight areas. And of course, 4 power windows, yeah. And this is, yeah, this one looks like there's a bit of leather lining here, and because this is plastic, and speaker here. And let's look at the seats. Okay, seats are mechanical, and this is the height adjustment. Okay, height adjustment, and this is the rake, and of course the fore and aft movement is down here. And looking at the seats, they are leather, and it's pretty well done with two-tone color, and also a bit different material in the center. And you see the white stitching, and of course there are headrests. Okay, white stitching here and headrest here, and this is the two-tone. And I've sat in them, they are pretty nice. The side support is made for bigger people, because this car has to cater for a lot of different sizes, yeah. And looking inside, you see the traction control, and also, yeah, I forgot to mention, you get a what you call a TPMS, which is the tire pressure monitoring system. And this is the, I think this is adjustment for the light, yeah, or it could be the instrument panel light. And these are your, oh, it's light leveling, yeah, for you to adjust your lights in case you load up the back of the car and then the lights start shining in the sky. And down there, look at that, for the GT line you get aluminum pedals. They are very nice, and you see there, that's a very thoughtful gesture. It has a footrest. Now, steering is adjustable for tilt, but not for reach, yeah. I tried to adjust for reach, it didn't work. And you get a regular handbrake. But before we do that, let's get into the car. And you have your push button start, step on the brake, and we start the car, and it says system check. Okay, so they gave me the tank full, and we've just driven it maybe about 10 kilometers, and it says we have a range of 419 kilometers. I think the fuel tank is about 30 something to 40 liters, yeah, not that big. And of course we see the rev counter on the left, which is very good. And this is the temperature gauge. A lot of cars don't have temperature gauges nowadays, so that is a plus point. Most of the cars just have a light, yeah, blue or red. And then of course this one, the information system there, I got to figure out how to use it, but yes, you can show you the average fuel consumption and also your instant fuel consumption. Okay, then it tells you your average speed, average consumption. Now this, I don't know when it was last reset, but it seems to have been a long time. And it says that it has done 9.1 liters per 100. So this is probably the accumulated fuel consumption over its 13,000 kilometers or something like that. Alright, so also it tells you the outside temperature, and you are in position P. The speedometer is analog, I like that too, same with the tacho. And so this is a very sporty kind of combination, and top speed is at 220. So the middle of the meter shows 110. Yeah. And then over here you have your 7-inch touch screen, and it tells you we are on light radio, my menu. Okay, no items in the menu. Okay, yeah, you can connect both your Android and your Apple items to this one. And then you have all menus. Yeah, you can of course have your phone. Okay, it's called Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I always get the two mixed up. Of course, you can also plug in your little whatever you have to play music. And of course, it's got radio. And quick guide tells you how to use the screen, home, Bluetooth, phone projection, blah blah blah. Of course, it also has buttons here. Your home button that takes you to the home screen, and also it's got phone. You can connect your phone. This is your favorite. Yeah, what do you want? Okay. So you can also set up your stuff that you want: radio, media, seek, track, power supply. Okay, and moving on to the aircon. This is the central vent, which is quite nice, and also those are the side vents. There's one also here for the driver, and this is what you call a single zone auto aircon. Yeah, it's digital aircon. Aircon power switch here, on and off, your fan speed, and also your temperature. Okay, so this is digital control, pretty good. Further down the road you have your USB, AUX, and this tells you it's 12 volt. And then down there you have a compartment for keeping your stuff, and that's the key. And here's the interesting thing about this one. This drink holder here, you can turn it around, and when it clicks, it's gone. Okay, so you turn this around, so your drink holder becomes an extra compartment. You want it to hold a bottle of mineral water, you press this button here, and it opens up, goes in like that. Almost magical, yeah. Okay, now of course there's also defrost buttons here, which I didn't tell you. Okay, you have rear defrost, front defrost. Now I can tell you this is a left-hand drive car originally, because the front is nearest to the driver on that side, and this is the rear. But for us in the right-hand drive country, the rear is on the wrong side. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And here is the gear lever. You have your standard gear shift, and this is what you call a gated shift. Yeah, so you gotta go. This is first gear, you go to second gear, third gear, and fourth. And so when you do that, you also see the reading here. I'm in D, which is fourth. Then we go to 3, 2, even as low as first gear. So this is a manual shift that's in the auto. So this is the gated gear shift lever. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm neutral. And of course, here is the one that most people will like to have. It's a, to me, it's a nice to have, but not really necessary. But okay, let's see. That's the light, and here we open the sunroof. How nice, yeah. And let's close it. Just push forward, and you can still have a skylight. And this is the cover. You slide it back and forth. If you want to have more light, you open it. Okay, so there are 6 airbags, and you can see there's one there, and of course one on the steering. And we got to find the other 4. I'm not quite sure where they are. Oh yeah, there's a curtain airbag up here, and also the 2 airbags in the seat, so that will make it 6. All right, let's go to the back of the car and have a look. Okay, engine is still running. A quick look at the back is quite simple. Yeah, this is plastic, a little bit of piano black plastic, another 2 speakers. I think there are 6 speakers in the car. And looking at the back, of course you have the headrests. And are they adjustable for height? Yes, they are adjustable for height. And also you can split and fold. Yeah, so this is actually 4 to 5 seater, but it's designated a 5 seater because there are 3 headrests and there are 3 seat belts at the back. The center being a lap belt. No, it's not. The center is also diagonal. Yeah, it's a bit like a lap now. Put it over the lap. Yeah, so they have three belts at the back, and of course ISOFIX. So this car is quite thoughtful. Now the GT line has got an extra center console, but of course no rear aircon. Now I'm sitting at the back, and there's about 3.5 inches of room. I actually slided the seat a little bit back. Now that would be the position of my normal driving position. Yeah, the back part is a bit small, but this is a segment car, and of course you have the, oh my god, handles, and rightfully there are only 3, so the driver's side doesn't have one. Yeah, so you have the passenger and the rear, and of course this side and the rear, so there are 3. And the back of the seat is recessed, so there's no pocket, but there's one pocket here for the passenger side, left hand side. Maybe it's so that the driver can reach in this side. Yeah, there's none on the driver's side. Yeah, so this side is blank. And here's another look at the sunroof, which is pretty nice. And here's a look at the driver's cockpit from the rear side of the car. You can see that is that flat bottom steering wheel. Yeah, they have a term for it. I don't know what they call it. Oh yes, and I forgot to say that this is the adjustable height for the seat belt. Yeah, which the seat belt anchor with the top anchor. I think this is a very thoughtful gesture on the part of Kia, and this gives the car a little bit more class. So here is your quick look at the inside again. So that's pretty neat looking, and I like the steering wheel is 13.5 inch, so it's very nice. And again, look at the pedals, really nice. Yeah, so this car is really a sporty version of the Kia Picanto. That's why they call it the GT line. Okay, over at the back there is a reverse camera, and also this is the boot. It's pretty small, and you can see there the top tether, and of course you can see the seat split and fold, and there is a space saver. Yeah, there's a space saver down inside, pretty nice and neat. So there's a hidden compartment in the boot here. You can put things at the first level, then you can close this one up, and everything is hidden from view, so you can actually put things underneath. So I'm going to show it again. Open this cover, and there is a good 6 inches of storage. Yeah, and maybe by about 3.5 feet wide. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of storage you can put in, so people like us can put our cameras in there and nobody will know. You can put some durians there, but everybody will know because of the smell. And there's a little interior light here, and this is a Korean version of tapao hook, I suppose. Yeah, there's another one here. No, actually it's not. It's the cover for the rear lights. Yeah, so this is the back part of the Kia Picanto GT line, and there's a picture of the reverse camera, and of course there are also reverse sensors, and I see there are 3 of them. So there you have it, guys. That's the Kia Picanto GT line. Pretty nice car in my books. So all we have to do now is take it for a drive up to Genting. And actually I must thank my viewers for requesting this, because this car was launched early this year, and it's still within the same year of launch, but well, a lot of people have forgotten about the car, but not our viewers. Some of them have, in fact, quite a few have requested for this car, and so that is why we are reviewing it. So keep your comments coming and keep your suggestions coming, guys.